name's Debbie, and I met Gregg back in 2007. But at the time, we were at meetings, but we were both still actively using. And I eventually got clean in 2009. And Gregg, I think he was about 6 months behind me. Is that about right?
He's actually sober from alcohol since the 80s. Yeah.
So,
The rest.
and both my husband and I, there was always something special about him. I just, something about him. And it was like, especially his first year, I'd pick him up and we went to the Nooner every day when I was back at the church. And we'd stop and get a Whopper with cheese and soda. And we'd sit in the parking lot and eat our food and then go to a meeting. And we had some of the most fantastic discussions I drove a little Geo. And it was just, he was incredible. He had such insight. And, I remember when he first started talking about this church, and he would read the Bible, and then for hours he showed me this notebook. He would just write, and he wrote about everything he thought and what he felt about what he was reading. And me and my husband told him, I don't think he believed us, but we told him, if you take a year cake, we'll give you a car. Because he still wanted to work. He loved to do the gardening, landscaping. And he got that year. And when we pulled up, he was staying at a place with Donnie and Teresa. And we pulled up in the car. We took him to the DMV, we registered, put in his name, everything. And he was really overwhelmed, couldn't say much. But it was a blessing. It was a blessing to us. Gregg was a blessing to us. Sometimes we'd have discussions where he didn't like what I had to say necessarily, and he'd get grumpy. And then it would take 5-10 minutes, and then be over. And I got a funny story. I remember his temper. It's like he texted me one morning and said that he'd gotten so mad and frustrated he had threw his coffee pot out the window. And me and Jer had an extra one, and it was one of those little bitty ones that make like 4 cups. But we took and we gave it to him, and I said, don't throw this one out. He's like, I wanted him under my wing, but once he got the car and he was able to get his routes and all that kind of thing, he became his own. He became independent. And we were always so proud of him, because where we came from and where we ended up is only because of the Lord and the miracles He worked in our lives. Amen. And I'm so grateful I got to know him. I'm so happy I got to meet Patty. We've been doing some talking the last couple of weeks since it's happened, and what a beautiful woman. Mm-hmm. And Gregg is right here, I think like you were saying. I carry him here. That's really all I have to say.